Hello and welcome to SoBricks. I'm Adam and this is SoBricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking another look at the Lego collectible minifigures for Spider-Man Across the Universe, Across the Spider-Verse. This is set number 71050. These have one minifigure in them, one CMF, various amounts of pieces, and they retail for $5 a piece. That is what I paid. As you can see, I've already looked at 6 of these. There are 12 total, and I have them arranged here in kind of my favorite to less favorite for the first batch of 6, which means I have 6 more in front of me. So in this video, we're going to take a look one at a time, kind of go through, put the figure together, and sort of show what is going on with them and different stuff like that. So I've already been really impressed with all of these so far. And there's still some big hitters and kind of like big chases, I want to say, left, like the Web Slinger and 2099, and still some other great ones. And actually, in my opinion, it looks like we got some of the ones I was less excited about kind of already taken care of in the first batch. So I'm really looking forward to getting into these, and that's what we will do. So we'll just kind of go one at a time and see what we get. I should say, I bought 12 of these. They should all be unique based on the codes and stuff on the bottom. I don't, buy a bunch of these to just get one of each anymore like I maybe would have used to do, but that is okay in my mind. So anyway, okay, this is a great one. And this one, yeah, I could see this one being a bit of a chase, but not 100% sure. It was a very good character in the movie here. Or a popular character at the very least. So happy to see it represented here. And yeah, this is some good stuff. So this is going to be Spider-Punk. Really great character from the movie, I think Into the Spider-Verse and then Across the Spider-Verse. Is that right? Something like that. And this is great. So really cool. We do have an accessory here. It is a guitar. I'm not familiar with the guitar that have like the bar kind of coming off the back so that you could sort of hold it maybe across or something. I'm not sure how that's supposed to go. I suppose it could be held on like this, but that's not exactly ideal. But, interesting to see that. You can also hold it up on round the, what do they call this? The neck of the guitar where all the different frets and stuff are. But so this is a unique kind of guitar piece, and it has tons of printing detail on it. So all up here for the knobs, and then it has like really great like stickers and decals and different things kind of all on the body of the guitar there. So really great to see. A little bit of a Spidey one over there. And then it has that kind of checkered pattern as well, which is cool. This is just a really great accessory piece here. And then looking at Spider-Punk themselves, when they don't have their cowl on or whatever here, they have kind of like dreadlocks, wild kind of hair, I want to say. So it's big headpiece here. Face printing is really nice, good definition for the face. They also have like, I think, a lip ring and maybe some eyebrow rings as well, or different things like that. So that's cool to see. We have kind of the lopsided smile there. We have another alternate face, which with the mouth closed, looking a little more stern with this one, but that is very good. We do have the alternate headpiece, which is kind of the Spider-Punk mask, and it comes with the mohawk type piece there, which I think is, I don't know if that's new. For some reason I thought other mohawks didn't go into the stud. They kind of went around like a hairpiece would fit on a minifigure, but because this is like a mohawk that's outside of like the cowl, maybe that's how they wanted it. So it just sits right in there kind of as like a bar sized thing. And that's in that kind of pearl silver color. It's sort of a little bit more flexible, rubbery kind of stuff. But that goes on there. And the cowl mask for this is great. The eyes, there's like a little asymmetry. It looks a little bit rough. It looks a little bit punk. The opacity for the eyes is good. The web design is nice. Same for the back. There's some asymmetry. There's some different things going on there. So that is really cool. This one just has a ton of detail on it. Small detail, like fine lines and tiny dots and different things like that. So looking at the rest of the figure at the torso, the spider punk suit is kind of a bit different. So it kind of looks like it has like a leather jacket or like a leather vest type thing. We do get these standard kind of colors with a little bit of blue and red in there, but then we have like a black leather sort of vest with like different rivets and pins, like safety pins and buckles and different stuff. Some parts look kind of ripped. Same for the shirt underneath there. Feels very punk, feels very rock and roll. Just all of these individual kind of like metal rivets kind of all throughout there are really, really nice. And some of the lining is great. I don't believe that is like an anarchy sign, but I want to say Spider-Punk kind of had an anarchy sign on them. This one is just like a circle with a cross through it, or like yeah, it's just a small thing right on the side there, but really, really good detail. I like the folds in the chest area and everything. We do have printing on the arms. They are also they're not dual molded, so just printing on the arms, kind of have the armband up here and then kind of some stuff around the wrist. Other side has the armband kind of at a different spot, kind of more like a bracelet there, which is great. I kind of thought these were dual molded arms, but I don't believe they are. If we look at the back of the torso, again, all of these like studs or kind of spikes, rivet type things there, different stuff. The spider punk kind of emblem, which feels kind of graffiti. A lot of really good detail on there as well. We do have printing on the torso for the belt area. Again, maybe with some of these like spikes that might be coming off of some of this like leather there. We got like suspenders kind of hanging down. The legs are dual molded, so red on the bottom, black on the top. We can see that from the back. And these have a ton of printing on them as well. So kind of some straps down here, spider web kind of detail in there, patches and different stuff with like kind of a spider punk mohawk mask kind of almost sticker or patch, and kind of a spider emblem one over there. And then we have printing down to the feet, and then we have a bunch of printing on the side of the legs as well. So dual molding and printing on the side, really a lot of printing. So the boots here, we can see the ties kind of around there. Again, these sort of like suspenders or chains or straps going around there. Other kind of like mohawk patch on that side. On the other side, dual molding, we have some different stuff. We have the boots kind of tied up. We have kind of more safety pins or different things kind of clipped on them there. So very, very good amount of detail on this. Really cool accessory in the guitar. I mean, this one is a great character from the movie, but also represented here really, really nicely. And yeah, it's great to get the kind of mask or cowl on its own there as well. But as far as like displaying these go, it's probably what I am going to do, at least for the time being, is have it kind of upside down like this, as if they are holding their mask. It does obscure some of the detail on this, but still very cool. And because we got the printing all the way on the arms, printing on the side of the legs, there still is stuff to appreciate that. Appreciate the level of detail in here. So that is really great. This is one, like, I was excited for this one. I had a feeling that was going to be one of the kind of chases for people that aren't me. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think about them in the comments, and we will move on to the next one. Okay, all right. So this one is an interesting one, and I'm excited to see what we have going on here. This is one that I think has slightly less accessories in some sense, but in a different sense, maybe not. So let me make sure I'm doing this right. I believe there would be some. So we put that. Oh, let me switch that around here. Do something like that. That feels a little bit better. Okay, so we got that one there. We'll have this one something like this, and some extra pieces here as well, and some new pieces and new kinds of things for this figure, which is, wow, just very impressive, very, very cool. Some extra pieces there. This one is the cyborg spider woman here, and this is just so cool. Again, like Spider Punk, just the level of detail on this is kind of I don't know if I've ever like seen stuff like this besides like Ninjago or things like that can have like a lot of detail on them, but there's a ton of detail on these that maybe even surpass some of those, just the level of detail here. So this is Cyborg Spider Woman. So looking at the face, this is one where we don't get like an alternate face here. We just have the mask thing. They do have this kind of armor piece that goes around the minifigure neck. It has kind of the almost Bane mask type thing up at the front for breathing or whatever, voice changing, and then kind of some spiked armor over here. And if I pop that off so we can see the rest of the head, the head is very, very detailed, has kind of these like cyborg eye type things. So where like the spider eyes might be, they're a little bit different, kind of mechanical and stuff, really good detail. The spider printing web stuff is good, kind of metallic there. And the back of this printing with that metallic web design is better than a lot of the other Spider-Man, like the basic Spider-Man, where it's just like straight up and down grid thing. This actually has like a little bit of curvature to it and a little bit of difference there, which helps round that out, which I think is a lot better. I think the generic Spider-Man that they do with just the back of the mask is, just crisscross grid stuff is I really don't like that, but that is me. Looking at the torso here, we have this great kind of spider suit with kind of like chains and different things going across into the emblem, so like metallic imprinting in there. The web design behind the chains is really, really good. We still get the blue and the red throughout there. Back of the torso kind of has those same kind of like chain sort of straps going around there, and again the blue and the red with the silver kind of web in there, which is great. We do have arm printing on this one, so again I'll move this around a little bit. Really, really detailed arm printing, again with the blue and the red here, the web design, stuff around the arm, other straps on there, stuff around the wrist, which is good to see. And then the other arm, this is really interesting. They are a cyborg Spider Woman. They have this completely different Lego arm piece here, kind of done in that's sort of just dark bluish gray or kind of a teal like piece. And then we add a couple pieces here, a bar element and a hollow stud in there to create this kind of mechanical arm. So it doesn't have a hand piece there. It's got some extra kind of molding in here, and we can get that around. This one does have a piece that goes around the waist as well. Kind of the utility belt piece is the same one they use on like Lego Batman movie, Batman, I believe. No printing on the midsection underneath there. We do have the dual molded legs, as we can see from the back, blue and red. And we have a ton of printing up at the top, in the middle, down onto the feet. So some different stuff here where like some things are going to be more mechanical, some things are going to be still sort of biological in terms of this being like a cyborg. And we got different kind of straps and ties and metal kind of peeking through. And again, printing on the side with another like pouch on the pocket, kind of the standard spider boot here that also has that web design and kind of that shiny silver there, and same over on the other side as well. So really, really good to get that. Another, great one, really unique. This is got to be a new piece. This arm has to be a new piece. And then just printing all the way through. Once Lego starts like printing on the side of torsos, then we will have really, stepped up the game and the quality and the level of detail there. It doesn't even need to be much, but like a little bit on the side of torsos here would really like send these up in my mind. But I feel like people have already been like fighting and begging for arm printing and leg printing and side of the leg printing. And we are seeing that, whether or not we'll get kind of more detail or like side of the head detail or whatever down the line. I'm not really sure, but I've been pretty pleased with the amount of detail in these figures so far. So that is another good one. And I forgot to cross off Spider-Punk and Cyborg Spider-Woman there. So we have a couple more and we'll just keep moving on. This next one. Okay, see, I think this one is probably one of the bigger chases from this set, and I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I haven't looked at any of the aftermarket pricing or anything, but this is really cool, and I'm excited to take a look at it. Wow, very cool. And this is unique. I don't know if I've ever seen this done in this way, but it's kind of an interesting way to do it. And we'll get them like this. So this is Spider-Man 2099, and wow, this is very cool. So we actually have a micro figure here, or one of these like statuette figures with printing on it. It is also translucent, which is very cool. You do get an extra one of those, which is nice to see. So that is great. Really nice, unique little thing there. Kind of almost looks like like a hologram or like a something along those lines. And this is Spider-Man 2099. So hairpiece here feels about right. I don't think this is actually anything unique. This might be a hairpiece that's just being reused for this character. I think the one on Peter B. Parker is the same. The Miles one may also be one that existed. Spider-Punk maybe, but I'm not sure. But this hairpiece feels like it might have been used for other stuff. We have the face printing here, which is like very angry Spider-Man 2099, but we also have a less angry one there, which is a little bit better. Interesting, we get a separate piece, which is the cape for 2099. It is in that kind of like film sort of, not cloth, kind of this thicker film thing where you sort of punch it out of here. Has a really nice kind of pixelated or like jagged edge on the bottom, and it has kind of a pixelated like web design throughout it. It is pretty stiff because it is two holes, but it does give it the kind of curve there. It is like semi-translucent, so you can see kind of more of the detail there for some of that and kind of see what I mean. So that is cool to see that. And that, I don't know if I've ever seen them do a cape with like this kind of material before, but really nice. We have the alternate head, and hopefully the cape will stay on there. We have the mask here, and wow, the level of detail in this is great. So again, some of the contrast on here makes it a little bit difficult, but really detailed kind of area around the eyes, and then all of these super tiny dots of kind of this lighter color all throughout in it, kind of like the venting around the mouth area there, and just an immense amount of detail packed in a pretty small space. And then looking at the rest of the figure, the torso, again, really good detail. The color blocking here is really nice. fine lines, the musculature and the kind of suit paneling and different things feel really good. The Spider-Man 2099 kind of emblem is great on there, which is cool. It's hard to see the back of this, but if I flip the cape up a little bit, we can see the back of the suit, which is great. It has some of the muscles and then also has kind of some of the suit stuff with the red up top and some of that web kind of string design throughout there. We do have printing on the arms, kind of a lot of it. I don't think these are dual molded at all, but really, really good printing up on like the shoulder, kind of all the way down around the wrist there. The other side also has printing on the arm, very, very good throughout. We have printing on the midsection, which is just these small little areas here with these very tiny dots. And then we have printing on the legs kind of up here in the center and down for the knee area. I think a little bit of printing on the feet down there, not dual molded legs. No printing on the side of the legs for this one. So that is something. It's maybe not as up to par as some of the other ones that do have printing on the legs. And maybe this one just doesn't need that. I mean, I think this cape piece is really interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it actually, but to get the like semi-translucent look, I don't know if that's possible with cloth. And then if they are making it in any other kind of material, I'm just not really sure how that would go over. So this is probably the best choice for this. I maybe would have gone with a single hole cape instead of a double, but if they wanted it to kind of curve around and not just be like flat out the back, I guess this is the right choice here to kind of get that to stay downward there. And good accessories. I don't know why I think this one will be the chase, probably just because of the character is quite popular in the movies. I think Oscar Isaac was the voice. And I think as far as Spider people go, 2099 is often a semi-favorite there. So at least in my estimation, this is probably one of the chases, but I'm not aware of what the market looks like for these right now. So I can't really speculate on that. We'll cross that one off, and we have 3 more here to look at. On to the next one. And, oh, I think, okay, I don't know which one this will be. I thought I knew. Oh, I do maybe know now. So this is a good one, and I believe I'm trying to remember if this one actually was like sort of referenced in the movies or not. I think it was actually just a little bit, but that was very cool to see. Now let me see here. Okay, we got the couple hair pieces. I think this is a new hair piece as well. And we can throw these on, which these don't feel like they're new or anything, but that is okay. And then I actually need to sort of make sure this flips up. There we go. So this is the Prowler or Prowler. Which is really cool. As far as accessory goes, we have this sort of, it almost looks like a record, but, and in fact, it might be like a vinyl record that's sort of spinning there or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there is a scene between Miles and the Prowler. If you've seen the movie, spoiler, like who this character actually is or whatever. That's kind of up there. So we do get that accessory. We also have the Prowler kind of gloves there as well. Now I can pop those off. And I believe this character was played in a live action one that was like kind of going to be a cameo and kind of not. And then people also wanted that character to be Miles or that actor to be Miles, but then they kind of maybe aged out of it and all this other stuff. But I think they make a cameo, I believe, as the Prowler as live action in an animated movie. But that's, again, maybe like spoilery here. hairpiece is unique. It's kind of like cornrows, kind of coming down the back here, tied. So there's like this little indent kind of between them. Maybe not cornrows necessarily, but like braids kind of tight at the top and then down the back there. So there is no alternate face for this character, at least like this. Face printing is pretty standard, but a stern expression, no alternate there. And then we do have the kind of the kind of collar piece for this, which is cloth. And so that thicker kind of cloth, so it can like kind of stick up like that, be kind of that three-pronged thing there. If I take that off, actually, I only need to take off the hair for the Prowler mask here, which makes displaying this a little bit different. So we can put on the Prowler mask, which has actually the hair semi-similar. It feels pretty similar, but like it's not. Oh, maybe it is exactly the same. I thought it felt a little bit different. And then we kind of have a strap that goes around it, sort of under the hair, and have the mask on the front. Actually, the opacity for the printing on this mask feels pretty good. So cool to see that there. And it doesn't go like all the way around the head. And like I say, it still has the hair there. So that is pretty cool as well. Yeah, very happy with the printing here on a dark color, actually, with the blue and all of the like white and silver kind of little accents throughout. Looking at the torso, kind of have a Prowler version of an emblem. Kind of looks like they're wearing a hoodie. I don't know how techy their suit really is. It doesn't appear to have a hood on the back, but a lot of really interesting detail here. Different straps kind of around the shoulders, a belt around there, and then a different stuff with the layers underneath. Back of the torso is very cool. Has kind of this, I don't know, wingsuit type thing on the back, or like everything kind of bundled almost like in a parachute type thing, which is great. Really, really good detail here. There is a little bit of printing on the midsection, I want to say, just a little bit. It's a little bit strange, but that's over there. We do have these dual molded arms, and we have arm printing, so around the wrist areas there. Some of that will get covered up a little bit with the gloves, and then at the shoulder area there's not a ton, but those are dual molded. And then we have dual molded legs, as we could see. Oh, no, not dual molded legs. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So not dual molded legs, but we have printing on the legs all the way up the top, the pockets, kind of the straps around the knee area down onto the feet. And then we have like the shoes and printing on the side of the legs, even like way up at the top there. And then all the way down for the boots or sneakers or whatever they are wearing. Same on the other leg, printing kind of all the way down. I thought these were dual molded, but I suppose it makes sense that it's not, because like the suit color is consistent kind of throughout there. So it doesn't need to be dual molded, but how great is it to get printed on the arms, printing on the side of the legs, dual molded arms, which is also very, very cool. I'm actually not sure how I want to display this with the gloves or the gauntlets or without them, and then with just the hair and the face, or with the mask and the hair. Because most of these other characters I have holding their mask when it's available, it's a little bit different. But like, Cyborg Spider-Woman doesn't have an option. Werewolf doesn't have an option like that. And so this one, because I can kind of, I don't know, I'll keep the hairpiece there, but I can't like hold it or have the mask being held in the hand and have it make like sense really, because then it would be like holding, or he would just be holding hair and have hair on his head. So a little bit different there, but that is the Prowler overall. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good. I think the Prowler is pretty good, but maybe on the lower end of my favorites here. We just have a couple more. Okay, interesting. So I was wondering what one we were going to end on. This is not the final one, but it is the second to last one. And it is one of the ones that I'm saying was like one of my chases, and I don't know if it will end up being like a very, very popular one or not, but I'm really, really happy with this one. And this is another one where I don't think I really get the option to display it without the kind of mask or cowl on. So that is all right to see that. Kind of get this situated here. Get this on there. So something like that. And even more here with this. And this one is the web slinger, which is like kind of the Western kind of cowboy Spider-Man here. And this is great. Really, really cool. As far as accessories goes, we do have this whip. I don't know. I haven't seen this whip piece before. So it is like flexible kind of rubber, but it does kind of create a full loop. So maybe it's not a whip. It's like a rope, like a lasso type thing, which is fine. But I don't think I've seen this one before. We also get a little pony or a horse here, which I'm not sure if I've seen this little one, this mold. I imagine that I have, but it's kind of like a foal or like a smaller horse. I think it is dual molded for the hair and tail area there. And then it has the spider mask on there as well, which is similar to like the mask that the Spider-Man India cat has. Really, really cool version of this. I love to see stuff like this. It's silly, it's fun, and it's just like really adds a ton to me. And like this isn't, they're not going to put a horse like this with a mask like that in a set, really, I don't think. So it's just like a super special little thing here. There's the stud on the back. I don't think there's a great way for this character to like ride the horse or anything like that, but that is okay. But then looking at the web slinger kind of here, we have a cowboy looking hat there. The mask underneath is cool, kind of has like a bandana or like the thing that goes around the face kind of in front of the mouth there when dust is going by or whatever. I believe this is like a standard piece here. I think they use it for Ninjago at various times and other places just as sort of a face covering, a mouth covering there. The head for this one is actually pretty basic, but opacity looks good. There isn't any design on the rear for that, so that is okay. And then we do have a cloth piece, again, kind of more of the firmer cloth or like stiffer cloth there, but in that kind of like light blue teal kind of color with the web design and as well as the kind of spider logo there. Looking at the torso, they are wearing kind of a vest over maybe a button down, kind of a yellow vest here. I don't remember the actual color blocking for somebody like Woody from like Toy Story, but for some reason this feels like that to me. But really good detail and graphic design work for the vest with some different like wrinkles and different kind of shading there. You can see the collar underneath. The arms don't have any printing on them. Back of the torso is going to be pretty basic here. Just kind of the back of that vest, and no arm printing on this arm either. We do have printing on the midsection, kind of have the belt or the strap kind of going across there. These are dual molded legs, and they do have printing on them just on the front, not on the side, and kind of get like cowboy boots looking things here. So this is like a different kind of character and a different look. It maybe doesn't have as much detail as some of these other ones here, but it's just such a unique like concept, executed pretty well, and we got like more accessories and stuff like that. I actually don't mind that we don't have the back of the torso is not super detailed, arms aren't printed, side of the legs aren't printed, because it still feels really, really good. This one doesn't have an alternate where I can put like the head on and hold the mask on its own, but we kind of have the masked web slinger here with their trusty steed, and also masked and very, very cool. We wouldn't want the steed or their identity to be revealed, so make sure that the horse has a mask there, which is very funny and very cool, very cute. And we have one more, which should be this last one. And this one's interesting. I'm always in favor of Lego, like doing stuff like this, and happy to get new pieces out of it. And this is going to be the Sun Spider. So again, another one where we don't get like the face alternate or anything like that, but very, very cool. Oh yeah, this is awesome. And this is very cool as well. I don't believe there's anything specific about these. And this is a version of a spider person that uses some accessories here to assist in walking and fighting crime and different stuff. So great representation, cool for this character itself existing, but then great to see it represented here in Lego. And then we actually get these, mobility assistant kind of accessories or assistance accessories that can be used in many other Lego sets all throughout different themes. So this one's really, really cool. Has the ball cap kind of backwards hat here. It can't really be turned around forward because the angle that it sits at, but this feels pretty good, and it is printed with the kind of sun spider looking logo there. If we pop that off, the mask doesn't have anything on the back, but the mask is really cool at the front. Opacity feels really good, kind of has that X going across it. Color scheme is great. This one also kind of has sort of a leather kind of look to it, but not exactly. But we have kind of like a sweater or like a ripped, maybe sleeveless kind of hoodie type thing here. We got drawstrings. You can see some of the suit and web design underneath there, but really, really good detail. Kind of the suggestion of a hips and waist area there as well. We do have the hood kind of coming around the back, so different layers here. We have arm printing all the way down, really, really good. So we get that kind of like orange color, but then have the web design kind of on that in sort of that bluish, tealish kind of color there. Same on the other one, which is great. Again, we have these nice kind of mobility assistant accessories here, kind of look almost like you might call them crutches or something like that. But that is awesome to get a couple of those. Would have loved if one of them was like another extra one here in terms of like little pieces, but maybe they are heavy enough such that they don't fit there. But I would have loved to get extras, and I can't wait to see them use these pieces for other characters and other minifigures, and also potentially use these pieces in other ways that aren't just for mobility assistance here. So that is really, really cool. No printing on the midsection. The legs are not dual molded. We can see that they're just black there. They do have printing on them kind of in the middle sort of knee area there. There's something about this that feels like very construction to me, but I don't know that it's supposed to. But this is Sun Spider, a maybe a differently abled spider hero than some of the other ones, and I am here for that. Really, really great. And maybe lacking in detail compared to some of the other ones a little bit, but not by much. And we got new pieces. Like I think that hat is new, and the other accessories are new as well. And yeah, no printing on the side of the legs, no dual molded legs, but I think it makes sense for this character. And that is the last one there. And wow, this is really, really fun. I'm going to take a moment to kind of gauge my feelings over these, and then I'm going to rearrange them into my kind of order of the ones I like best to least. And so that's coming up right now. Okay, so if I was going to rank these, this is tough. This is going to be a tough one. I'm actually going to maybe amend some of my rankings for the first bunch of them. And I think I want these up here. This here, yeah, well, I like this one a lot. I also like this one. A Prowler, I think I'll put back here. And we'll do something like this. So from, excuse me, from my least favorite to my favorite, and they're maybe kind of like bundled where it's actually pretty hard. Like the ones in the top 4 or top 3 or top 5 even are like they could maybe be changed depending on how I'm feeling, but I think Werewolf Spider-Man is number one for me, at least right now, but pretty close in second and third are Spider-Man India and the Web Slinger. I think Spider-Punk is right up there as well. I actually changed my mind about Spider Bite a little bit just because of the translucent pieces and stuff like that, which I really liked. But like the four, I would say in the middle could move around a little bit. I don't think any of these are going to like move up to the next tier, kind of in my mind, but. The Cyborg Spider-Woman, really detailed, new pieces, stuff like that. 2099 is a great character. I like the cape piece. I like the little statuette piece, but it was lacking in some other ways. So have that kind of in the middle here. I do think Sun Spider is quite good and interesting. Prowler is pretty good. Could have been better. Peter B. Parker. I could even maybe put this one on the bottom. It's just a little bit basic. I think it's great, but and I love the Spider Baby, but not as much as I love like the Spider Horse or Spider Cat there. And then at the bottom, I have Miles and Gwen. Again, these are like really good versions of these characters. I think the Gwen stuff is really, really nice. The special hair and, of course, the arm printing, leg printing, stuff like that. I think this version of Miles is really, really cool too, but they are just some of the more basic characters. And even though these are like in versions we haven't seen before, we have seen many a Spider-Gwen or figures in many other Lego sets. Haven't always been exactly like that or even close to it, but they're just a little bit in terms of like interest level for me kind of over there. And I think that's going to be my ranking right now. I mean, extra pieces over here, ultimately not a ton, but you get an extra of like the bandana piece for the web slinger, some of the pieces for Cyborg, Spider-Woman, the teacup or coffee cup type thing, which came with Spider-Man India, the utility belt from Cyborg, and then an extra of those like little statuette special printed things that 2099 has. So that is very, very cool. And I thought this was great. I thought these were all quite good, and I'm very, very pleased with them. I think value-wise, you know, $5. I'm glad that they're still $5. I'm happy with how far they went with some of these things. I mean, lots of detail here, printing on the side of the legs for a lot of them, which is like huge. And then like, yeah, special pieces and different stuff, which they do that for CMFs, you know, quite frequently or maybe every time. But I think this was a great expression of that. There is still so many more spider people and spider adjacent people from the Spider-Verse that I would love to see represented in minifigure form. So I'm really, really pleased with this. And it was a fun experience looking at these. Glad I was able to get all of these. And I think that is it for this one. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more collectible minifigures, more Spider-Man, Marvel stuff, all that stuff, and then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, tons of different things. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. Subscriptions help me a lot, mean a lot to me, so thank you very much. If you want to support this channel in a different way, you can do that. I buy everything like with my own money. I'm not affiliated with any company. I don't get stuff sent to me for free or anything. I just do this because I love this. If you enjoy the videos and want to like give back in some other way, that is appreciated. It's not needed. It's not necessary, but there are ways to do that. On YouTube, membership soups and thanks. There's a Patreon. There's a buy me a coffee link. There is also affiliate links in the down there in the description that if you were going to buy like some candy or a phone case or a bookshelf or something that you were going to buy anyway from a major online retailer. If you click on one of those links and then search for whatever you're going to buy, I will still get a small percentage of that sale, and every little bit adds up, so it really helps, and it's no additional cost to you. So if you already are shopping at that major online retailer, maybe consider clicking one of my affiliate links before, and then searching for whatever you're going to buy, and that's a huge help. So maybe consider doing that. I have merch, and it's great. Here's some of the examples. I've shown them in other videos. I will show a little bit on screen now, and you can see you can get these on a bunch of different designs, kind of streetwear, fashion focused design, but coming from a SoBricks related kind of thing there. So take a look at those. If you like any of those, that's a great way to support the channel as well. I have really enjoyed creating those. I'm going to keep creating more and more. So let me know your thoughts if you do. And that's another way to support. So thank you very much. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.